Hello，你好，同学们。OK，我是来自 SCS Education 的属性。So 呢，接下来的这些影片呢，我们会收录在这里，so 你们可以无限的观看。我们之前做的这个 SPM 考试攻略。OK，我们是来自 SCS Education 的升学辅导中心，都是提供一站式的免费升学服务。So 呢，如果是讲你之前还没有了解过我们的话，你可以通过 subscribe 我们的这个 YouTube、Facebook 跟 Instagram，就是 SCS Education 可以了解更多的。然后如果是说你对升学很迷茫，想要了解更多关于就是 SPM 啊、UEC、Diploma 或者 Degree、PhD 过后的这个升学管道怎么样的话呢？你可以PM 我们 ，OK， 所以我们会安排就是辅导员跟你1对1的升学服务。OK， 话不多说 ，OK， 你们现在可以观看了。好，谢谢你们。
跟以往的可能老师教学等之类是不一样了的哈。那么 OK， 我会用一些 trial paper 跟你讲解一下。那么 from time to time 我会discuss through every questions， 所以我会先用英语来explain。所以如果你有任何 question， 你一定是 hands up， 还是你可以在 textbook 那边讲就 text 一下都可以你如果需要我用华语来解释，没问题；你要我用广东话也没问题。不过其他的方言我就不太会了So OK， 我们来开始第一个 questions。Alright， 好 ，OK， 这个 handout 我相信大家都有了对吗？所以我们会从这个 question 开始来go through 它 ，OK， 好 ，Alright，OK， 你们看到的是正确的 orientation 吗？还是相反的 orientation？
对的，这个方向是对的。
对的 ，OK， 好的，OK， 好 ，Alright， 好，那么 OK， 看到when you look at these questions, right? Okay, we look at the ingredients. Okay, one more thing I have to remind you, which is now SPM, they will put the BM on the top first and then English. So if you used to use English question, then you didn't go through the wrong part. If not, later you will have a lot of blur part and you are not understand about the question and so on. Okay, so when you look at the questions, flour, fat, citric acid, corn syrup, caramel, lecithin, egg, and margarine, you know that this question is about chemical for consumer food additive. Okay, so usually chemistry questions, right? Just want to let you know. Okay, we will have section A. Section A, we will have 6 questions. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 6. So their marks mostly add up, everything will be 60 marks. But commonly, the marks will be 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11 like that. Right? And then only go for section B. Section B, you will have your essay. Essay part, you will choose 2 essays. Right? Okay, then section C, you will have 1 essay. This one cannot choose. You have to answer whatever they give you. So student will ask teacher, how I know that which experiment I have to memorize and which part will they ask? Okay, section A and B, they won't ask anything about describe experiment, but when you come to section C, you will have 10 marks for the describe experiment. So that's why later we will go through about the method. Alright, at least we will discuss 1 questions about how do we write the procedure. At least you can score more than 7 marks and above, right? 7 per 10. Because sometimes if students miss out some information, of course they will lose mark. So memorizing procedure is the heaviest part for all students actually, right? So now first question is up. Okay, so one of the ingredients of the cake is fats. So state the physical state. So physical state, everybody know either solid, liquid, or gas, right? But when you look at this question, some students will think of, is it liquid or solid? You know that impossible will be gas. Then how do you know it's a solid? Because of fat that got mentioned. Fat is confirmed solid. So that's why keywords, you have to very familiar with that. So what I prefer you all will do is do more exercise, do more trial exam questions. So all the keywords you highlight, then when exam, you will know the effect, you will know the impact. Okay, so if they ask for oil, oil will be liquid. Remember these 2. This one is your chapter polymer. You have studied in your Form 5 topic 1. Right. Okay. Second questions. Okay. Right. Okay. Second questions. Okay. Unsaturated fats and oils can be converted to saturated. So the keyword is these 2 things. unsaturated, and saturated. So in your carbon compound, when you study unsaturated means alkene, double bond carbon, while alkane will be saturated or single bond, no double bond. Right? So name the reaction. Alkene to alkane, I think all of you know it is hydrogenation. Right? Okay, so this is the perfect answer. Perfect words. We use hydrogenation. But somehow, some students maybe they forgot, teacher, what's a hydro what? I forgot. Okay, you can actually use another one, adding of hydrogen. Okay, but I can tell you, I prefer hydrogenation instead of adding hydrogen because they say name the reaction. This one will be proper. Okay, but sometimes the exam they will refer this one as well. They can accept this one, but I myself will prefer hydrogenation. Okay, so here I also have some important things I have to remind you of because when we write chemical equation for hydrogenation, right? For example, let's say we have ethene. Ethene want to add hydrogen to become ethane. So ethene to ethane, this is hydrogenation. And you also know that hydrogenation need nickel with 180 degrees Celsius. So the conditions and the catalyst you must write at the arrow area, either all above or all below, or one up, one down. I also don't mind, but you must write. If you forget, or let's say you write equation, but the condition catalyst you put below it, you will lose mark. Right? So 2 marks you lost because of the reason you use conditions not right. Okay. Okay. So next one. Okay. All right. So then you can refer. I just want to remind you, equations must write. Okay. Right. Okay. So I go slow a bit because just finish holiday. Of course, you will be slow. You will need time to generate back your conditions. Okay. All right. Okay. All good. Okay. 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 Then next one. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Citric acid is commonly used in the oily food. Okay, for cakes and biscuits. State the type of the additive. Okay, and also the function of it. Citric acid actually is antioxidant. Antioxidants. So function is okay. All right. Prevent oil turns to rancid. Right? It means you don't want the oil get spoiled. Alright, so just now got student asked about the BM one. I have to let you know that because my school is fully English, okay, so that's why this one will be a bit challenging, but I will try my best. Hydrogenan, right? Okay, this is a BM one. Antioxidant BM also same, Okay, if BM, the word of rancid, they use the same word, RANCID, rancid, still the same. So if let's say, okay, a student asked, teacher, if you say that to prevent the oxidation of oil, okay, you have to write prevent the oil from oxidation. Can acceptable, but you must have the word prevent from, right? You must have this one because the function is prevent from. Okay, right? Okay, so state other food additive we add in. Okay, so actually we have preservative. Okay, we have flavoring. Either one only, you don't write all. Favoring. Okay, we have stabilizer. We have thickener and color dye as well. Need thickener, just dye only. So either one. So here, you don't go and write so many. Just write one enough, right? Okay, just write one enough. So you can do that first. You can compare first. Okay. All right. So this is a simple question that about chemicals for consumer. All right. So not so difficult. Okay, compared to other parts. Yeah. Okay. And the BM for preservative is pengawet. Favoring should be right. Okay. All right. So next part, number 2. Okay, this one. All right. This one is always a nightmare for students because they don't know what is the chemical formula and so on. So that's why for me, what I will do is you look through them. This is the aspirin. So we will have carbons, hydrogen, and oxygen. So what I will do is I will count how many carbons. 1, 2. You write the number that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 9 carbon. Some students just cancel circle. Actually, like this is not very good because if you just write this circle or whatever, you might calculate wrongly. Okay, then hydrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 hydrogen. Okay. Then lastly, your oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So you got 4 oxygen. So like this, then you are able to calculate the compound formula accurately. Okay. All right. This one. This part will be quite challenging due to the definitions. Okay. What is the definitions for molecular formula? Okay. Molecular formula. All right. First thing. Okay. Most of the students will say, okay, it is the actual ratio, okay, of each element's atom in the compound. Okay, so for this part, right, I just want to emphasize 2 things that you might lose mark if you do not follow. Okay, of course, molecular formula must means by actual ratio, right? Okay. Then the next part you must mention elements, atom, and in the compound. These 2 things, anything you forget to write, then you lost mark for definition. So that's why the way to write the definition must be correct. Okay. If they ask for empirical, you just change actual, change to simplest ratio. If they ask for empirical, or else the rest will be the same. Okay. Then ask you to write the formula. Just now we have calculated C9H8O4. This is aspirin. Okay. This one. State the type of particle. Okay. Particles, we have 3 only. Atom, ions, or molecule. Right? Okay. So how we know which one is that? Very simple. I can roughly let you know which elements, which compound they will consider as well. Okay, you all know matter, right? Matter usually is atom, right? Okay. Then your ionic compound, right? Ionic compound usually are ions, while covalent compound usually they are molecule. So that's why the answer for this one is molecule. Right? So here I give you the general way how we do it. Okay, so you can jot down and you can ask any questions at the same time while the rest copying it. right? So actually, some students say, teacher, group 18, eh? Yes, group 18 is also matter, so you can have two. Matter or group 18, they are molecule, they are atom. Ionic compound, they are ions. Covalent compound are all molecules, right? So this is the simplest, most direct way to get the answer. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if you have no problem, no issue, then we will jump to the next part, the B. Okay. Okay. So look at this one. Okay. For this one, okay, they say 4 aluminium, 3 oxygen form aluminium oxide. Give 2 information that can be interpreted from this equation above. So when they ask for 2 information, actually you have a lot of answer you can write one. First one, you can say, oh, aluminium and oxygen are reactants. Okay. You do be so happy, say that, oh, aluminium, oxygen are reactant, then habis cerita. I cannot. You must mention about the product, right? So 2 things together. So aluminium oxide is the product. So you must write them together like this. Only you score marks, right? 1 mark. Okay. Then second one, okay, you may say 4 more aluminium react with 3 more oxygen will form 2 more aluminium oxide. Okay, so actually, how do I get the 4R, 3R2? So this one actually comes from here. The 432 is the information, the ratio. This is what we call as a ratio, right? So 4 aluminium, okay, aluminium 4, oxygen 3, and then aluminium oxide will be 2. All right. Yes, you can write formula, you can write actual name. For example, 4 more aluminium, 3 more oxygen, and then 2 more Al2O3, no problem. You know why we can write symbol? Because this question is not asking name. If they say name, then you cannot. Name must write aluminium oxide full words if they say name. If they did not mention name, then you can write symbol. No issue, no problem on that. Allowed, right? Okay. So this is the information that actually they are asking. So some students, even they're more advanced, they write 4 more aluminium atoms react with 3 more oxygen molecule will form 2 moles of aluminium oxide particle. I allow, but then that one will be dangerous a bit because sometimes maybe you write atom, here you accidentally write, okay, you write molecule, no problem, but here they forgot. Aluminium oxide is ion, molecule, or atom. You worry. So better you don't write. Okay. You write O2 or O2 gas also no problem. Right? No. O2 gas, O2 will be allowed. But the formula must write correctly. But if let's say you write in names, for example, if you don't want to write O2, you have to write oxygen gas molecule. If you want to write full name, you cannot write 3 more oxygen like this. If you just write 3 more oxygen, sorry, wrong. Must write 3 more oxygen gas molecule or 3 more oxygen molecule. In other words, the oxygen and the molecule is a must write. The gas is optional, not so particular. Okay. Good for you all to have a response so that we can discuss through them. Right? Like, here got a student ask, this kind of question usually what they need and how to answer. They want information. Information means from the equation, what can you say? What can you get from the equation? For example, as I told you, which one are the reactants and product, and then you compare about the mole. This is the things they want you to write. Okay, so this is the information, means what you want to get from the equation, and then how you write, as I show you the answer here. Okay, next page. This one got something extra here to tell you. Okay, next question, number 3. Right. Okay, so first thing, when you look at the silicon with all the proton number same and then different nucleon number, so I think that you all know that they are asking about isotope. So how do you explain isotope? Okay, define isotope. This one, careful, yeah. You must write atoms, must have this word, atoms, okay, of same element. All right, later I will tell you what is the phrase you must write. If you don't write, you lost mark, okay, because of definition. Atoms of same element with, okay, here you can write same proton number but different nucleon number. Okay, here, right, if you write proton number, then you can pair with nucleon number. If let's say you prefer number of proton, then you must pair with number of neutron. Okay, all right. Okay, some students will say, teacher, do I need to mention in nucleus? Okay, if you use proton number, nucleon number, you do need to write in nucleus. But if you use number of proton and number of neutron, I will prefer you to write in nucleus. This one will be much more safe. Okay, all right. So this is the minimum requirement. You must write atom of the same element. If you forget to write this one, your definition marks lost. So that's why a lot of students always lost mark, not because of you don't know, it's because of the important point you did not mention. So maybe you feel like, why we need keyword? Because if you don't have keyword, then we will have a problem. Your definition is not perfect, right? You are not exactly precisely explained. That's why we force you to do that. Okay, right? Okay, for this one, here got something extra. I'm not very sure that you will learn the same thing or not. Okay, draw the atomic structure of silicon. 28. So when they say draw atomic structure, means you have to draw the circle thing. So before that, you must know your electron arrangement first. Electron arrangement based on proton number 14. So 14, 2, 8, 4. Okay? All right. Here we okay. So I will ask you, how do you score these 2 marks? Okay, we will have some different answer. I will show you one by one. Okay, the first answer is you write silicon, right? Then you put a circle. Okay, then 284, 2. Okay, 8 also no problem. 8 also correct. You will put, of course, you put correct one. Okay, then the 4. This 4 electron. Okay, I just show you. Generally, a lot of students will do like this: 2 on left, 2 on right. Please, you are SCM syllabus students. You are not allowed to do this anymore, right? So I will prefer you all put separately 1, 2, 3, 4 separately. This will be much more safe. Okay, all right. So this is the way. And then if you put silicon like this, okay, no problem. Some students will say, teacher, can I sketch them? No problem, right? You can sketch them, no problem. Okay, if you don't want, you just write silicon, no issue. Okay, another alternative answer which students actually they also prefer to write one. They write like this: 14 neutron, 14 proton. Then you start to draw 2, 8. Okay. And one more thing, right? Please do remember, these 2 electrons on the first shell must be separate, right? Don't combine. If you combine, you will lost it. You will lost mark. And then at the bottom here, write silicon. Safer. Okay. So your electron arrangement is time to improve a little bit, change a little bit. Okay. If you do not able to draw a very nice sector, it's okay. Label. If you write proton, neutron in the middle already, we label at the bottom. You label at the bottom also can. You label above also can. No problem. Or either one answer. Okay. All right. If you want to label another good questions. Okay. Another example. It said, teacher, can I do like this? All right. This one so far I never see student answer in this way before, but it's okay. I can draw all the 3 diagrams for you. Right? Also can show you that even the circle is not very perfect. Okay, also never mind. Like this, you write 14 proton, 14 neutron. Can? Can. No problem. Right? But actually, commonly they will accept this one. Right? Okay. Alright. How about some students say, teacher, if all I use these 2, can or not? No problem. That will be much more safe. If 3 marks confirm, the last 2 will be correct. 2 marks, the first one will do. Okay. Alright. Okay. Then question C is a new SCM students syllabus. That is, you have to calculate your relative atomic mass. So if you check with the periodic table, actually all the relative atomic mass, they are not whole number like 28, 29, 30. No. Only isotope mass RIM is RIM, relative isotope mass. Only RIM will get a whole number. It means they won't have integral number 1. When you come to RAM, relative atomic mass, okay, how do we calculate that? The way is very simple. I highlight for you. 28, the percentage is 92. 29, percentage is 5. 30, percentage is 3. So you will use the formula 28 RIM multiplied percentage 92 plus 29 multiplied 5 plus 30 multiplied 3. You will use the idea just like you are trying to find the average for the numbers like that, not like the mathematics statistic. So divide by total percentage 92, 5 and 3. Okay, then here you start to calculate, see what's the answer you got. So you get 28.11, like that, done. Don't go and add unit because they want relative isotope, actually, relative mass, relative no unit, remember, relative no unit. If they ask for molar mass unit gram per mole. If they ask for relative molecular mass, atomic mass, formula mass, all no unit. Must remember this. A lot of students did wrong because they forgot. So you see, a lot of small mistake, it will cost you lost mark. At the end, you're supposed to get 80, also drop, become 60. So this is the things I must let you know. Okay. This one I'm not very sure whether you still remember or not, because this one I think that you learned it during MCO period, am I right? So last year. So maybe you missed out, right? So the way, same like mathematics, find the mean, the RIM times the percentage of that, then divide by total percentage, right? Okay, so this is the way how you answer it. Okay, got student ask, teacher, how do I know the decimal point, how many to write? Okay, like this. This one is a very big issue that we actually also cannot give you a very precise answer because every year they change. So as I know that the figures, the number of decimal point you can put maximum is 3 decimal point. 3 decimal point, right? Or overall, we have 4 significant figures, that's all. Right? Physics different way again. Right? Some question you have to use standard form, some you cannot use standard form. So that's why they will have a lot of different way of they're trying to tell you. But I can just tell you generally 3 decimal point or 4 significant figures. This is based on I look at many years of the past year trial exam and also the real marking scheme. I mean the real marking way, then we will able to finalize up that is the system they are using. Okay, so this one is quite simple, not difficult. Okay, so isotopes are widely used in various fields. Name one isotope that you use for medicine. Okay, for medicine field, of course, you can use cobalt-60. One more thing, students, very fast one, cobalt, sodium, iodine, wrong. When you mention the applications of the isotope, you must mention what is their nuclear number, cobalt-60. Or maybe you put iodine 131, right? Or actually sodium 24 also can, right? So cobalt-60, you can kill cancer cell. Iodine 131, you can treat goiter. Okay, sodium 24, you can determine the location of the tumor or the blood clot also can, right? So this question is quite good. They only give you 1 mark, not much, right? Simple. Just I want to remind you, remember all the isotope, you must put the nuclear number behind. If not, you happy come out from the hall, you get sad when you get result. Why you do so much and you can score so much, but at the end, exam come out different marks. Okay? All right. Okay. Got student asked already, teacher, what time can we rest? All right, we will go through 45 minutes first, then we rest for 5 minutes. So we have another like 20 minutes only with the rest. Okay, all right, okay. So, okay, PQRST are the elements, okay, based on this periodic table. All right, so for me, all right, I will ask my student to know what period they are, what group they are, and then if possible, you can recognize what elements. It will be easier because you know who they are. So this one you know is a group 1, group 2, and then here are all transition elements, right? Then here group 13, group 14, group 15, 16. Wait, not enough. There are not enough the boxes. Never mind, it's okay. So I think they draw wrongly there. Okay, so this is group 18 because this is helium. That's why it's group 18, group 17, group 16. Okay, so one question is student will ask, teacher, just now like what you do, group 1, group 2, and here 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The number not correct. So how? I will suggest what you do is you calculate from the significant one. This one is confirmed helium 18. Then in front 17, 16, and so on. Right? Okay, this is the way I'll show you how do I label that. Okay, all right. So write the electron arrangement for the ion T. Okay, ion means they already form up the charge. T is group 17, right? Group 17. So group 17 confirm will form T minus. Then how do we write electron arrangement? You know this is period 1, period 2, period 3. Period 3, this electron arrangement should be proton number 17. That's why 287 is for T. But they ask for T minus. So T minus 288. This one correct. This one wrong. This is atom. This is ion. Right. So you have to be very careful when they ask for this kind of question. So this I can say that this question is a big trap. First one, you calculate not enough column, not enough 18. That's one. Number two, if you don't know T is group 17, habis. You know group 17, you must remember group 17 is plus 1. Okay. Of course, student will say, teacher, give some hints. How do we know what charge you got? Group 1, always plus 1. Group 2, always plus 2. Group 30, always plus 3. Then group 16, usually minus 2. Group 17, usually minus 1. They are the common one, right? Common one, not always, common only. Transition elements, many charge. Alright, so this is the way, right, to analyze that. Okay, then they ask you, what is the position of the element S? Okay, very simple. We can do two things. First one, you know that S is over here, below group 7, below group 16, and the second period. So you can write group 16, period 2. Please, write period 2. Period 2, we accept. Second period, we reject. Right? So just write period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the number behind. Don't go and sampak, put second period. Third period, no way. Just period 2, period 1 enough. Right? Okay. Maybe you will say that, wait, teacher, A level second period is correct. Well, other chemistry study, they write first period. There's other SPM period 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, don't make any mistake over here. Okay, arrange the size. Arrange the size for the descending order. Descending order means from largest to smallest. Descending means largest to smallest. All right, how do we do this? Back to this one, All right, I think that your teacher also got me this one for you, the flagpole. Right, the flagpole. For group, moving down, more lower, larger. Right, lower the period, larger the atom. This is for period. Across the period, for the same period, for example, you see PQRS. Right, PRS, they are the same period. P larger than R, larger than S, for example. Okay, so now how do we classify them? Okay, so when you compare, I will prefer you to do this. Okay, you see, Q is the fourth period. Q will be largest, larger than the third period. Third period, we got 2, T and U. Then second period, we got P, R, and S. We compare the period first. Lower the period, larger. So that's why Q larger than TU, larger than PRS. Then after that, only we compare. TU is come from the same period. So T is left side, that's why T larger than U. Right? So T larger than U. Okay, PRS also across period. That's why P greater than R, greater than S. So from left to right, size drop. Okay, so that's why my answer will be Q, number 1, more than T, more than U, more than P, more than R, more than S. Okay, so I repeat because this one is a bit difficult. When you compare the size, the lowest will be the larger one. So we put Q will be the larger, then only the third period. Third period got T and U, then only PRS. Right? So then same period one, TU, you compare with this across period, size smaller. So T larger than U, P larger than R, R larger than S. So this is the way how we write that. Okay. So you can compare first. Any question, then you can ask. Can I use what? Right? Oh, comma. Yeah, you can. You can do it. Q, comma, T, comma, P, comma, R, comma, S. No problem. As long as sequence is correct. Perfect. No worry. Okay. Okay. All right. Which one is monoatom? Monoatom will be, remember, monoatom only one. Group 18. Okay. All right. So here, I also give you some important keywords. If they say monoatom, group 18. Right? If they say diatomic, group 17. Okay. Then, what else? Semi-metal. Semi-metal, group 14. Okay. What else do you want? I think this is the field that you have to know. Oh, maybe sometime, right? Group 18, they say monoatom or they say noble gas. Noble gas, noble gas, inert gas, boleh. While diatomic, group 17, usually they say halogen. You have to know their nickname lah. You also got a lot of nickname lah. So same like others also got nickname one. So, okay. Can I? Okay. Alright. Okay. So for this one, right? Which element exists as monoatomic gas? A lot of students write U. Okay. Actually, I don't say U is wrong, but some marker, they will mark U wrong. I prefer you write element U or atom U. If you refer to the periodic table, it will be safe if you use element or atom. Okay. What's the reason? Okay. Even though one mark, I prefer the full answer. You will say that atom U have achieved stable electron arrangement. Okay. So it will not accept, donate, or share electron. Write the full, it will be very safe. Okay. One thing, for this stable electron arrangement, if you already know that U is group 18, and if you compare, this is helium, this is neon, this is argon, right? You know that it is octet, so I prefer you all to write octet. This is much more safe, right? Atom U have achieved stable electron arrangement. Better you write have achieved octet electron arrangement, right? To replace this stable octet electron arrangement. So it will not accept, donate, share electron. They will be better. More perfect. Okay. All right. Okay. Aluminium usually is a metal. No, aluminium is a metal. Aluminium is a metal. Semi-metal, group 14. For your level, SPM, group 14. Like carbon, silicon, germanium is semi-metal. Okay. All right. Okay. Can I? All right. Right. Next questions. Okay. Element P and Q located in the same group but different period with different reactivity with oxygen. So explain the difference in reactivity. Okay, wait. P and Q, group 1 or group 1. Okay, before that, right, here I will give you some way about how do we compare the reactivity. Okay, first one, you compare, okay, the accept first one, I want you to compare do they accept or donate electron to react first? This is the first thing. They donate or they accept. Number two, you compare about the distance between valence electron and nucleus. So the third things you compare about the strength, the nucleus attraction force. Act on valence electron, stronger or weaker. Then lastly, only you compare about the ability to donate or accept electron. Lastly, reactivity increase or decrease, right? So this is the 5 point usually I will teach my students to compare from 1 until 5. So later, for P and Q, right, you know that P is lithium, Q is potassium, right? So if you compare these two, lithium will be much smaller compared to potassium. So the first mark, lithium has closer distance between nucleus and valence electron from than Q. Okay, I prefer you let me write down first. I let you know this student how he lost every marks. Okay, so the nucleus attraction force act on valence electron of lithium is weaker than potassium. Okay, now let me tell you something first. This student confirmed in exam sure they lost all marks, 2 marks kosong, 0. Right? But you're very happy. You do correct, just you're still wrong. First thing, they mentioned P and Q, right? So why we put lithium? You should say P has a closer distance between the valence electron, okay, than Q. You use K, right? So nucleus attraction force act on the valence electron of P is weaker than Q, right? Then that's enough to explain the reactivity. So 1 to 5, right? When you have essay, then we will write 1 to 5. But let's say if we have a structure question, just 2 marks only, I will prefer you to just write this one and this one will do. Okay? All right. Okay. So you can jot down. All right. Any questions? All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So you can go through it first, then you let me know. One first, kejap. The one that you take, because this question only 2 marks, that's why we will only write the second and the third one. The rest we don't need. But when you ask for I mean that when you ask for essay part, then we have to put 5 marks there. Okay. All right. So after this question, we will take a short break of 5 minutes time to get a toilet break, or you rest your mind a little bit. Then we will proceed again. So I will pass back the wafers. Does that mean that if I write other number? Yes. Okay, you are right. If you write 1 until 5, no problem. I will still give you maximum marks, but there's only 2 marks. So what I mean is, let's say you write 1 until 5, you compare P and Q are donating electron to react. So the distance between valence electron and the nucleus of the P is less than Q. Okay, then the nucleus attraction force of P is stronger than Q. So P is harder to donate electron than Q. So P is more reactive than Q. Full marks, but maximum 2 only. Right? No wrong one, don't worry. You can write more, but you cannot write less. So I take the first 2 for you, right? Okay. Okay. Later I will show the 1C, 1B, 1C and B. Okay. No problem. Jangan ada others to check it out first. One C and 1D. One, let me check where's 1C, 1D. Oh, okay, I know where's it. I text for you. Okay, all right. Okay, now we have a short break of 5.
OK， 同学们 ，OK， 你们现在可以有这个5分钟的 toilet break， 然后想上厕所的可以去上个厕所，然后想去喝水的拿零食的可以现在去。OK， 这你们都上了 OK 吗？都会好像哇，一下子很多东西吸收这样子，然后有没有做记录写下来啊？OK 的，老师讲的很好 ，OK 。OK， 这样子的话，有那些学生想要上厕所啊，或者是拿extra 的那个笔啊，还是纸啊，去拿，你们可以去拿哦。OK， 因为以前的话，我自己本身也是拿这个 science stream 的学生啊，我也是有拿 chemistry 啊、bio 啊、physics 啊这样子。所以这个3个 science subject 呢，我本身啊，我最差是 chemistry， 讲真的，我的 chemistry 比较差一点点。OK， 有学生问一些问题。OK， 如果讲下次这些练习的话呢，我们会 depends。如果是说我们是收到了的话，我们会在 Telegram 那边发给你们这样子。OK， 所以不用担心。然后如果是讲你们有any 问题的话，你们可以去联系那个就是邀约你们，就 send 那个 link 给你的那个 consultant。OK， 然后他们会跟你做个 update 这样子。说同学们，你们现在都是在家里吗？还是有些学生是在外面呢？有些是在外面，然后在听着我们的这个这个上课的嘛？
very limited. So I can only tell you condensation polymer, please go through the terephthalate as well as nylon. These two you must know. While additional polymer, you must know polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, PVC, rubber, and one more is Teflon. This is the 6 common polymer that usually exam would like to ask you. So you can get ready for this part. Okay? Okay. Right? Can get down slowly. So this is a 2 polymer that we have, addition and condensation polymer. Okay, so all right, so this is the addition polymer, condensation polymer. Okay, so I generally let you know what are the polymer you have to memorize. What is their monomer, what is their purpose function, right? Because they will ask you just like this question for 5-6 marks, right? Okay, polymer things are okay. Just now I also heard that the way you are asking how to memorize, how to score better chemistry and physics. I can tell you, chemistry, physics we talk about tomorrow. Chemistry, we can end few topics. You do good for these few topics, then you can score well. And I can tell you, you will ask which topic will come out in exam, which one will not. I can say that chapter 2 onwards, structure of atom until chemical for consumer. Each question, each topic sure will have one question, so you cannot run from it. They will combine to get you one question from each of the topic. So that's why you cannot run. So what I can say is, just do more exam question. If you got problem, got issue, what can you do? Now, school have a lot of trial paper, am I right? The trial paper all have marks in one. Question, answer, question, answer. You go through the question and answer. From the answer, you were able to know the method. How do you score? Okay, answer. All right, so, okay, back to this structure. How do we know this polymer is a additional or condensation? Very simple. When you see the carbon is in the middle, like this, carbon, 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 this is addition polymer, right? This is addition polymer. Okay, so now the first thing, how do we define monomer, polymer? Okay, for definition of your polymer, you must write it is a long chain molecule that combine from a lot of repeating basic units. And sometimes some students prefer to write monomers. I prefer write repeating basic unit, right? Okay. Got a question students ask, is it possible to Form 4? Okay, all right. You want to score A, you must be good in all topics. I have to tell you first, right? Good for all topics. To score A+, you must master in all topics, only you can get A+. A-, boleh lah. Anything also can. Form 4, all topics you score well, redox, carbon compound, thermal, then okay. Right. I know acid, base, and salt is not favorite because a lot of things to memorize. So hopefully these 3 lessons I can help you a little bit to get better. A long molecule formed from combination of monomer can. Monomer or repeating basic unit, either one, no problem. But myself, personally, I prefer repeating basic unit. Much better. But I didn't say you're wrong. Monomer can also. but just prefer operating unit. Okay, how do we get this monomer? Okay, I teach you a skill. I rewrite back the whole structure. This is my polymer, right? Okay, because I know that this polymer is come from your alkene. So this is the part where they combine the other polymer, another monomer to form polymer. So now you erase the connection bond and make double bond. This is your monomer, right? If you want to write like this, you prefer to write, teacher, can I write this one? CH2 double bond CH3. Boleh, right? Okay, all right. Sing it right. Okay. Name the type of the polymerization to make this polymer. As I told you, because they are carbon, long chain carbon combined, that will be additional polymerization. Okay, addition polymerization will do, right? Okay, state one use of this polymer. Okay, it is a 3 carbon. One thing, how you name polymer? Very simple one. Okay, you see, this is 3 carbon alkene, right? So alkene with 3 carbon is propene. Propene, you got 3. So this polymer is called polypropene. You just add the word poly in front, right? Polypropene. Okay, so usually you can use them for a food container, right? Food containers, plastic bottles are like a Tupperware, right? Okay, because now you are entering the exam period, so it will be a bit difficult to go through like every topic so details when you study all topics. So that's why need your another skill that is just accept them first, right? No choice already. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. This one. Diagram 5.2 show the sport shoes. All right, used by a badminton player. Okay. Natural rubber and synthetic rubber can be used for this material. Okay, for the sport shoe. All right, choose the type of the rubber that you can use as a material and justify your answer. Okay, so 3 marks. How we get the 3 marks? You explain, you choose 1 mark, choose the type 1 mark, and then justify your reason. Give your reason why you do that, then you will get your 3 marks. Right? Okay, so first one, the first mark we will say. Okay, sport shoes, which one we prefer? Okay, for me, I will prefer synthetic rubber instead of natural rubber. Why? Synthetic rubber usually we already enhance the strength, enhance the elasticity. So that's why you will say that it is more elastic and harder to break or more durable. Okay, so this is the answer for it. Okay, so uncontrolled disposal of the synthetic rubber leads the environmental pollutions. Suggest one way to overcome this issue. Right. For polymer wise, right, you only will do the 3R. Either you recycle them or you reuse them. Recycle, reuse, one more, reduce also can. Right? 3R. Okay. So if they ask you why we need polymer, the first reason is because of demand, right? Production of the natural polymer is not enough. So it's very limited. That's why we have a demand there, right? And the third one is what? Low cost. Because produce synthetic polymer is much cheaper compared to use the natural polymer. Okay. That's SDP education. Yes, I teach until Form 6. Right. Okay. Next one. Okay, right. This question is about ionic compound. Okay, so diagram 6 show electron arrangement of the compound form when from the reaction between X and Y. Right? So you see, X and Y, right? They also use the way they draw the atom, also not like what we draw just now, right? So they didn't write proton number, nucleon number, but it's okay, it's fine. Okay, but you know it's X and Y already, Okay, write the electron arrangement of atom X. Okay, like this. How do we do? This is X ion. X2 plus is 2,8. So original X atom is 282. Why? Because the 2 plus stands for donate, right? Donate 2 electron. The positive 2 is referred to donate 2. So donate 2 become 28. Before that is 282. How about Y? Y2 minus is 28. Minus means you accept 2 electron. So before you accept 26. Now, state the type of the force of attraction. When they say type will be electrostatic force. Okay, here also I will explain a little bit about the attraction force for you, so at least you will have some idea about how to get the answer. Okay, fine. Okay. So like now you know why every page also I prepare a lot of space for you. Okay, first one. All right. You know that have ionic and covalent, right? Generally, ionic come from matter and non-matter, right? Okay, so that's why they will form out ions. That's why they will have electrostatic force. I write short form, easier. Okay, then covalent, they are completely come from non-matter. That's why they will have molecule. So they will have van der Waals force. Okay, or VDFS, short form. Okay, now how do you know which force stronger, or how do you compare the strength? Basically, electrostatic force stronger than van der Waals, right? If you compare 1 to 1, electrostatic force is stronger one. But if let's say you got sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, then which one stronger? You depends on charge. Higher charge, stronger force for your level. Higher charge, okay, stronger electrostatic force. Well, for van der Waals force, larger size, stronger van der Waals force. Right? So this is the thing you have to know. Right? The relation. Ionic means these four. Covalent, these four will come in together. Okay. Got one student say, teacher, can you explain metallic bond and also hydrogen bonding force? Tidak, boleh. Very fast. We have another 17 minutes. Then today's lesson will end already. So that's why you see a lot of things we have to go through. Recording, you can ask from the admin. They have in the recording, so maybe you can ask them to send to you. Okay. All right. Now, okay, we talk about hydrogen bonding force first. Okay, this is the first one, ionic covalent. Okay, we talk about metallic bond. I'm sorry, just this one. Okay, metallic bond is a very simple thing. Okay, you know metal, right? For example, I take magnesium. Okay, magnesium got two valence electron. They got two valence electron, 282. Oh, so these two valence electrons, sometimes they can delocalize up. Okay, it means sometimes they can get up from the orbital temporarily. That is called delocalize. So this is called delocalized electron. Temporary get up. For example, you say bonding class. You go out from the class, go to toilet 1 hour, and then you come back. You are not bonding scholar, but you're bonding class only. You go out 1 hour and they come back. So same like the electron in the matter. They go out for a while, but they come back. So when they temporarily get up from the atom, they will form a negative layer. And then the atom, because temporarily lost electron, they will become temporarily positive. Positive, negative. So you see, positive, negative, positive, negative. This one will create attraction force. And this attraction force is what we call as metallic bond. Right? So this is the way how we explain. Got one of the trial exam, they got asked explanation of metallic bond for 3 marks. So this is the way. Oh, you mentioned electron temporarily delocalize out, then the atoms become partially positive and they form a negative layer. Positive, negative attract each other and form up metallic bond. So this is the idea of it. Okay. Okay. For the other one, hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond will be like this. Hydrogen bond, hydrogen must have hydrogen atom first. The hydrogen must bond with fluorine. The hydrogen must bond with oxygen. The hydrogen must bond with nitrogen. Must bond with this either one from these three. Only they can form hydrogen bonding force with fluorine, oxygen, or nitrogen. They can form with any FON, but then the hydrogen, first thing is they must bond with fluorine first. Only they can form out hydrogen bonding force. So any compound with hydrogen bonding force one, usually they will have higher melting boiling point, like ammonia. Ammonia very small size, but then their melting boiling point much higher than other covalent, because they can form hydrogen bond. Like ammonia, also soluble in water. Covalent, why soluble in water? Because they can form hydrogen bonding force. So this is the common things you have to know about hydrogen bond. Okay. So far, they haven't asked anything so details yet. So you can get ready. This year, maybe they will ask this new thing, because it's come from Form 6.1. So last year paper, they asked about standard electric potential. Now they will slowly shift to other topic. Okay, so this is the idea of it. Okay. Right. Okay. So how do we write the chemical equation? As you know that X is Mg, Y is oxygen. How you know, teacher? You just now you write already, ma? X is 282, magnesium. Y is 26. 26 will be oxygen. So magnesium and oxygen. This is the equation. When you write equation for the gases, please use O2. Like nitrogen, hydrogen, group 17, they must be diatomic. So therefore, MgO. Right? So balance the equation, you will get this. Okay. Then for number 4, this one I will have something to just remind you. When you want to do any calculation, I'm not very sure how you learn your calculation, but for me, I will always use the 3-step. Okay, so for example, calculate the mass of the compound. I don't know what's the mass, and I give you the mole of magnesium is what, 0.1. Hold on first, my mistake. Please do write Mg. Write back the symbol. X, Y2 from XY, right? Because they never ask you to suggest. They don't ask you to suggest you don't go and sum up, right? Or maximum oxygen. Later you lost all the marks. Huh? If they got say or suggest the X and Y, then you can use the XY that you have suggested over there. Okay, now you see calculation. I always will practice these three things. The first one, I must have mole. Mole is 0.1 mole. I got already for X. Number two, you ratio them. You have X and they ask for XY. So you ratio between X and XY will do X to XY. The ratio, number in front, 2, 2. It means same mole, 0.1 mole, 0.1 mole. Okay. After you get the mole, then only you solve the question. The question one, the mass of the product. So mass equal to mole, 0.1 multiplied molar mass, X1, 24 plus 16. So you get 4 gram. Okay, for 4 gram, right, I prefer you all to write 4.0 instead of 4, right? Like this would be much safe. So calculation, I will actually very prefer you all master the skill 1, 2, 3. Get the mole, get the ratio, solve the questions. Because if you use this one, this calculation method is suitable for all types of calculation, from Form 4 to Form 5, even at A level, degree level also can use one, because it's the same thing. Okay. Right. Okay. Then maybe I will go to one more part B, and then we will open the Q&A sections, then complete today's lesson. Right. I prefer you write 4.0 gram, right? Okay, 4.0 gram. The reason is because in your question there, they got a decimal point, 0.1, 1 decimal point. So 4.0 would be more proper. Okay, all right. Last questions. Okay, all right. Okay. This will be the physical properties of the white solid that you use to keep the cockroach away. Keep cockroach away is what? Your mothball, naphthalene, right? Your Form 4 first experiment, naphthalene, right? Okay. Cannot conduct electric in any state. If you cannot conduct electric in any state, this one is confirmed covalent. Confirm a covalent compound. In any state cannot. But extra lah. Okay. If can conduct in all state. If can conduct in all state, this one is matter. Right? This one is matter. Can conduct in all state is matter. Only conduct in aqueous or molten. This one is ionic compound, right? So they got hints one. You can do about that. Okay. Low melting boiling point, mostly is covalent. Then, based on the information, identify the type of the white solid and explain each properties. So the type, okay, here you got 3 marks, right? How do you score the 3 marks? First one, you say the type, and then you explain each properties. Here, each 1 mark. Why they cannot conduct? Why they have low melting boiling point? Okay, so the first mark, you say it is a covalent compound. Right? Okay. Then, number 2, why they cannot conduct electric? Because, okay, the compound will not produce any free moving ions in any state. Remember, when they mention about conductivity, you must mention about free moving ions, right? When you will use free moving electron, when that is a matter we use free moving electron. If compound, free moving ions. So no free moving ion, that's why you cannot conduct. So why you have low melting boiling point? Because you have weak van der Waals force attracting the molecule. Right. So this is the 3 marks that we have. So the first mark you go for, say what type they are, and then we follow by conductivity, must use the free moving ions to explain. Then why low melting boiling point? It must be related with your attraction force. So covalent or attraction force. Okay. All right. So this will be the part for us to discuss for today. All right. Okay. So now we will open for 5 minutes Q&A. Any question you want to ask, then you can ask now before I pass back to the admin. The remaining part will be the next week lesson. Next week lesson discussion, we will start from number 7. And then if we finish all the structure essay, then I will discuss the set 2. Okay. How do we prepare for Amali test? Oh, good questions. Okay. How do we prepare them? All right. Okay. First of all, for your Amali test, basically they will have those experiments that you have in your SPM. So you have to go through all the Amali that we have. Like example, chapter 2, structure of atom. You have naphthalene and diffusion. Chapter 3, empirical formula for copper oxide and also your magnesium oxide. Chapter 4, group 1. Okay, like that. So actually, you don't worry about the experiment you cannot do and so on. No worry, no problem. They will give you the diagram, so you can do experiment based on the diagram, and then you answer accurately. So for your paper 3, what usually they will ask you to do is, after you get your data, then they will ask you for the MV, CV, hypothesis, and then do calculation. For this year, they end as heat of displacement or thermochemistry question. So you can prepare more about that part, right? For my contact, you actually can ask about you can ask from the admin. So if the admin give you, then no problem. If not, then not suitable, because there's agreement between me and that. All right? So you can ask from that. So if they give, then no problem. All right? Okay. Usually we don't tell whether we are marker or not, so we keep our conditions secret, right? Again, but even though marker from other state or wherever, they also will not have overall how the marking, because marking is depends on state and teams. So the best one is I have to keep studying different mark scheme, different years from year to years. Will they ask for activity? I'm not understand about activity. What activity you want? For the weak topic, better we use for the weak topic, better we do the trial question or try to understand the topic. Okay, weak topic, right? Because now actually you have not much time about to read the topic already, right? So I prefer you to do the question. If let's say the whole question, you do with your mark scheme next to you, so that when you do the question, you don't know, you look at the mark scheme. So at least you got solution. You can try to figure out why the answer is like that. Keep ask yourself why. Then if you really got problem, then only you go for the notes. It will be better. Activity, I'm not very sure. I'm not sure what activity you want there. Okay. Okay, here the question said that, do you recommend us to write extra answer if we are not confident? Okay, you write whatever answer, make sure you don't hit your own self. What I mean is A, you say A is more reactive. Then B, second part, you say actually B is more reactive than A. I cannot. All the answer you write there cannot be contradicted. Cannot A, first, second, third, 4 point, they actually hit on each other, they love each other, cannot. There must be same sequence. Like example, I say reactivity one, you cannot say that P and Q actually accept electron. Then at the end you say actually they donate electron easier, so reactivity increase. I cannot. You cannot do that, right? Other than that, no problem. Okay. Any more questions? All right. Okay. So I think that if you have no more questions, then next week 4 to 6 we will continue the question 7. All right. That will be all for today.
感谢同学们的观看，记得不要忘了 subscribe、like、share and comment。我们下次再见哦。